We have just completed our 2-week workshops at Dunfermline High School and buzzing.
I'm really impressed. I was definitely quite nervous about it before we went in, but it's been great. I don't know, what have you thought?
The responses they've been giving, the feedback, just the real engagement with all the various tasks. So one of the things we have is the Swish online quiz. So it's fun for them to get their phones out.
Yeah.
So many of them, most of the time, were saying, I don't know to these questions, which in a lot of ways is kind of a relief. However, there is a good many of them. It's all anonymous. We don't actually know which individual was putting this, but there was a good few that actually knew a lot of the terms that we asked them about.
Yeah, and especially, when we see them recognising a bit more of the niche terms, you can kind of point them out and say, well, if you're recognising what this means, they've definitely consumed manosphere content online. So I think that's been a great asset for sort of assessing how much people know.
Yeah,
I really like it.
Definitely, and it's also been throwing a lot of memes that me and Claire didn't even know. And of course, Calum knows.
I've done a lot of teaching on memes recently, but no, I think that's good as well in a sense, because it kind of lets them be themselves. That anonymity lets them kind of relax a little and really give them, that space to answer what they want, even if sometimes it's a bit of nonsense. It helps with their relatability as well. And I think they open up a little bit to us as well if, we sort of reciprocate that energy a bit.
One of the other parts of the workshop was getting them to write down what it means to be a man. So it wasn't always a reflection of what they personally thought, but more the societal pressures. So it was really interesting to capture that. One of the main things that often came up was about being strong. Men need to be strong as men. Quite a lot of people saying they don't need to be strong, but then strongness also led into being emotionally strong, being hey, should I be able to cry? Am I suppressing emotions?
Really refreshing amount of people sort of going against stereotypes and sort of subverting that sort of, men need to be, quiet and, need to suppress their emotions. There's been quite a lot of people actually saying, it is strong and brave to show your emotions.
The man of the house should be protecting the family. So in a situation whereby a burglar was in a house, the man was expected to go down. This is something obviously young people sort of thought the man should go down and confront that burglar. And I said, what happened if you pull that balaclava off and it's a woman? And the instant response was call up to the wife to come down and attack the woman, because men should not attack or hit women. And then I put the flip on that being, hey, what happened if they pull a weapon out on you? And then it was okay, because it's self-defense. Men should be providing, should be the financial one. But then a lot of the room also would say, hey, women can earn as much as men, and that's fine, or more.
I definitely have sort of picked up that there is that pressure, especially on young men, because this is S2s who we're working with. Feeling the pressure that they should be earning money. Definitely compared to when I was in school, I don't think I ever really felt that I needed to be grinding away and getting my money up.
One of the exercises we did was one person representing a S2 young man who's looking for a girlfriend. So he was asking the internet, and often we would have the circle of young people to represent either TikTok or YouTube, and they were giving all these suggestions. Mostly it was very harmless, but then we kind of got into things such as hey, maybe you need a shower, maybe you need to buy them gifts to actually enable an opportunity to actually date someone. One thing did come up that was really interesting. A young person come out and said, the towel method. That's how you can get a girlfriend. So biting down on the towel, you can improve your jawline, apparently.
You're not just going to mention the towel method without having consumed some manosphere content. That's definitely a bit more of a niche term than compared to Sigma or Chad. That's kind of just spewed around the internet without any sort of real meaning.
Quite a lot of praise for Andrew Tate. That was interesting.
Yep.
Almost what's wrong with him? In the kind of, because the main bubble of the group saying he's a bad person, and we're reading this off Swish saying he's a bad person, and having these small murmurs of, he's all right, he's get a bad rap, you know. How many baguettes?
Yeah, and I wonder if that was maybe that young person's, you know, first ever time, you know, having their sort of opinions on agitate challenge, you know, right in front of him.
Quite a few sign-ups as well, a mix of boys and girls. So hopefully we're going to be able to channel down our 15 young people to work on the project.